right, welcome to the James and Jaden's podcast, where we talk about real estate and anything else that comes up. Today, my guest, obviously, it's not Jaden here. It's John from Pennsylvania. How's it going, John?
Fantastic. I'm
Uh,
so happy to be here.
that's awesome. Thank you. For those you guys you have a business partner,
I do, Jeff.
Jeff.
I believe that you may have interviewed him.
Yes, indeed, I did.
Now it's my turn.
Now it's
Yep.
your time to shine. So tell me a little bit about yourself, there,
right.
John.
Well,
Make sure I get your name right.
I went to Temple University in Philadelphia, and I was lucky enough to get into the School of Business. And you had to take all these rudimentary classes, statistics, accounting, economics, and
And now you're a realtor.
well, that's what happened is I found that studying real estate was actually a choice. And I took a class, I liked it, took a second one, loved it, and everything came together school-wise between everything I was studying and then zeroing in on real estate. I think I'm the only person I've met who has a degree in real estate.
Really?
Yeah, my undergraduate degree is from a school of business, but real estate. And I then pursued getting my real estate license, and I was off to the races from there.
That's weird because in this industry,
Yes, it is weird.
sorry, I didn't mean it like that, but yeah, it's no, what I was getting at is in this industry, I feel like it's always engineers that are getting into this business, right? I mean, how many times like in our group, well, what did you do before? Oh, I was an engineer. What did you do before? I was an engineer. You don't get many people that come out of the gates, pretty much.
Yeah, well, I mean, I started as a
Right.
real. I mean, I still have a real
But you must
estate.
have been pretty young then when you
I
started.
was. And I still believe I am, but
Well, of
I don't
course
look
you
it.
are, John.
Yeah, but I mean, I started out as a regular, conventional real
Okay.
estate licensee, and there are people who are rock stars in that business. Most people are not. They're
Mhm.
roadies at best.
I agree with you on that.
And I soon discovered that to make money in this business, I didn't want to just service others by virtue of being a real estate licensee. I wanted to utilize that license and those skills for my own business. And then ultimately, and coincidentally, through a wholesale transaction, is how I met my business partner. Jeff.
You just beat me to the punchline. I was literally going to ask you.
Yeah,
Well,
completely.
basically, I was still going to ask you. You're still pretty young, um, as a realtor in this business, right? I mean,
Sure.
it's pretty young, and then you're doing traditional real estate, correct?
I was until roughly
That's where I'm trying to figure out. Well, like, how much time did you do traditional real estate, and when you started wholesaling and doing what you do now?
roughly 7 years.
Okay, so what I'm getting at, believe it or not, I'm getting somewhere. You're the oddball.
I've been called that before.
I thought you were going to say you've been called worse.
I have.
The reason why I'm saying that it's an oddball is most of the people that get in our line of business, if you were a realtor before, you're skewed on the numbers now. Because what you think is a good deal as a realtor is horrible numbers as an investor.
Correct.
So what I'm getting at, everybody, is if you're a realtor and that's what you've been doing, it is a mindset of changing your mind of like, hey, you think getting $10,000 knocked off a listing price is like, hey, I did my buyer a service. But when you're doing wholesaling, you have to have a different mindset.
Correct.
So when I say that, I mean it with the most best intentions, because that doesn't happen. I have a unicorn also. I have a weirdo that works for us that he did the exact same thing. He almost had 20 years in the business.
Got it.
But I come to find out he was he never did really traditional. He always tried to grab the goofiest listings. So that's why it worked for him. Does that make sense? You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And consider yourself, that's
Oh,
awesome that you're able to do that. Do you know what
Yeah.
your partner, I forgot to ask him about that. Does he have the same thing? Did he come right into wholesale, or was he, because he didn't have his license at the time, did he?
No, he did not. Jeff's background originally was construction,
Okay.
and then ultimately he became an investor, wearing a multitude of hats. One, and this is before me. I mean, when I first met Jeff,
Oh, that's right. He's been wholesaling already.
but yeah, before meeting Jeff, what his background was in terms of investment is he had a portfolio of rentals. He was involved in the Section 8 type of landlording.
Okay.
In addition to that, he was a flipper. And in addition to that, I don't know that he was a wholesaler. It's very possible, and I'd have to ask him whether my first wholesale acquisition was his first wholesale disposition. No, I mean, it was just sheer coincidence how we met
Right.
and what we met on. Yeah.
It wasn't Tinder, right? Just kidding. Oh, they even
Well,
had
whatever.
Tinder back then.
You know something? I swiped the right way.
Right, you did. You did swipe the right way.
I did.
Yeah, obviously
I'm
you.
a lucky guy.
You've known Jeff and I, or we've gone on trips and different things too.
Yep.
So he's a pretty good guy. Don't tell him that I said that.
He's awesome.
You know, so just leave that on the down low. But you're not a bad guy yourself.
I'm sorry.
So you're not a bad guy yourself. You know that.
Thank you.
So I do appreciate
Takes one to know
the
one.
last 4 years of looking forward to meeting you or seeing you down there to Perry's. Got to bring that up.
I love that place.
That was home of the
pork chop.
the huge ass pork chop. I'm gonna call it. You know what? I wonder if they could. I just got a business idea. We're gonna call it the huge ass pork chop. Brady's like, I'm off topic. You can cancel that out there. It's all right.
They did say that they do ship them nationwide.
Oh, so if you didn't hear that, they actually do ship them. And I want to believe, I think Jeff actually said he did Thanksgiving or something, or Christmas or something, where
Something like
he
that.
got a bunch of them shipped up to him. Everyone's like, this is what we eat. Wasn't quite as good as I heard, but so back to you're in a couple years. You started wholesaling. What did you think of it compared to normal traditional? Like, why did you all of a sudden go,
Well,
keep going?
the wholesale it's actually, I think, an illuminating story. So at that time in my life, I spent so much time. The lion's share of my business time was the effort in acquiring property. And of course, the money that you may make is really conditioned on how well you buy. And I was exclusively at that time a flipper.
Mhm.
So I was buying property low, I was remodeling it, and then I'd bring it into market and I would broker it. Well, we buy houses, we sell homes.
Mhm.
And I was spending gobs of my time. I mean, literally, the lion's share was hunting down property. And I had
So you're a hustler.
I guess.
Yeah.
And I had a small group of guys who were working for me in construction. And I knew that I would lose them. I would lose that talent if I didn't keep them busy and working. So it was critical that I would find property. And it was hard. It was time consuming. And I never heard of wholesaling. I mean, I was buying properties on the MLS. I was buying properties at auction, sheriff sales.
What year is this now?
This is 2007.
Okay.
And I had been doing this for a number of years. Anyway, I was low on inventory. I was running out of work for my guys, and I was scrambling looking for property. And just through my network, I was introduced to a property that Jeff happened to have a contract for.
Okay.
And I wound up buying the deal. And I was grateful in that acquisition. Jeff made money. Not that it was relevant to me, but whether he made a fortune or he made a penny, I wasn't looking at his wallet. I was just looking at the deal that was
Right.
available. It turned out to be a lucrative deal. But aside from that was the relationship that I wound up just creating, knowing Jeff. I mean, we found that we had a lot in common. So aside from buying his piece of inventory, we just wound up just shooting the shit. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Well, I did.
Yeah.
We just started shooting the shit. You know, I grabbed a cup of coffee, talked about some of his obstacles.
Oh
as
seven,
well.
oh eight.
What's that?
Still 07?
Yeah, this was '07.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got to ask you the question.
Yeah.
You know where I'm going with this, don't you?
I guess. I can
Boom, the crash, everything.
That hadn't happened yet.
Well,
But
that's
I
what
mean,
I'm trying to lead up to.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what? How did you guys? Because I don't know too many people. I should say I do know a few of the gurus, the bigger up people that were through the crash, but
We made money and lost money. I
Okay.
mean, you know, those were tough
is it any
times.
different than it is right now? You just work your business to the time that it's going on.
Correct.
What's happening?
You adapt. You
There you
know,
go.
and you know,
Sorry, Brady.
in what could be tough times, there are fantastic opportunities.
Right.
You know, if I knew in 2007, 8, 9, 10 what I know now, I'm not sure that we'd be here together because I'd be talking to you from my yacht. But I
Right.
mean, no, I mean, we'd still be friends. But I mean, you
No,
know,
we would. Let's just be real.
well, I missed out on some opportunities because I wasn't mature enough to understand them at that time.
John, hindsight's 2020
Of
because of
course.
course we all see those. You know, we look back. Even if you go back 3 years from now, we're like, crap, we should have bought more.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you go back 3 years, you're in 2022, right? And then you go back to 2018, you're like, I don't know if I should buy this because I don't know where the market's going to go. And then 19 happened, and then 20 happened, and then COVID happened, and it was like, what the hell?
Look, you could sit on the sidelines and miss a lot of opportunities. I mean, if you do not swing the bat, you're going to strike out, you know, with a perfect pitch or a good pitch.
I think what's Gretzky say?
I don't
you
know. I was trying baseball.
I
Gre-
was trying
Gretzky's
to. Gretzky says the same similar thing. Is like you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yes, it's more eloquent than what I was trying to say.
Well, we're a hockey
But-
state, so that's why I was
okay.
trying to put it into hockey.
Well, you know, Jeff and I have adapted, and we will continue to. But I mean, we're buying in good times, in bad times, and we'll continue to. We just need to. I said it earlier. I mean, the profit is really very much determined based on what you bought the property for. There's
What's the old saying? You make your profit.
on the buy. It's true.
Yep. You make your profit on the buy. So
So
you said one of the key things in there is it's like you adapt.
yes,
I think so I don't know if you know this, but we do licensing or franchising the model.
I'm aware.
And that's one of the things that we, try to let people understand is this is a business that adapts with the economy. So when times are good, the business is good. When times are bad, the business is good.
Yes.
But you have to know how to pivot. So one of my favorite sayings is pivot, because at any given time,
You're going to. You have to. Otherwise, you're not going to do well.
you're right. So the plans that, like, it's November right now, and I'm sure you and Jeff have sat down, and you're either sitting down now or you've already sat down, and you're planning for the future of 2026. Right?
Absolutely.
So
the year is over as far as I'm
the
concerned.
problem is in real estate, if you don't know how to pivot, you could drive your business into the ground. Because
Yes.
the plans that you come up in November, by June, everything could be changing, right? So I always tell people, you always have to stay ahead of the storm, right? You're staying ahead of the storm, like, hey, are things going up? You react to that.
Yeah,
If they're
I mean,
going down,
yeah.
you react to that.
Yeah, I mean, there are things that Jeff and I need to conclude for this year. At the same time, we're focused on the first quarter of next year as well as into the second quarter.
Mhm.
I don't want to go further than that. There's too much trajectory change that could happen.
Would you say that's only within the last 6 or 7 years, or would you say that's always been in real estate? Because I've only been in real estate for almost 10 years.
Oh, it's always been like
So it is
that.
something like that.
Well, it's always been like that. I don't think that I had the maturity
To understand
to understand that.
That makes sense.
You know, so if I adapted, it was maybe in hindsight, oh, I guess I did. It wasn't purposeful.
So we're part of a group again, right? Investor Fuel.
Yeah.
That's where we learn things, right?
Yeah.
And that's how
It's been a fantastic experience. I'm grateful to be part of that group. It's I've learned a tremendous amount. I think I've taught some people some tricks too, or some ideas.
I think so too. I mean, we've always shared. We shared. I remember sharing a flyer that had. Did you guys? Yeah, good, better, best. Yeah, it was a cash price, full sale price. Very, and you guys kind of took that idea and ran with it a little bit different. Which is that's what it's all about. You guys know your area. You know who you're selling to.
I think that we're in a fraternity, and it's the more you give, the more you might receive.
Right.
And it's a very reciprocal, relationship that we all have with one another. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
We're lucky.
Yeah, no, thank you. I think so too. I really do.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I got to ask you some questions about like this downturn stuff because there's not a lot. I wish I would have asked Jeff some of this. That like, how did you get through all of that? You know, and with everybody, I had a business before too, and
Okay.
it was a central vacuum business, and it was in the construction. So 70% of my business was construction. So in '08, when it went,
Yeah.
I could not sustain that business anymore. And that's when I went, oh shit, now what do I do?
Well, those were not good times. We made plenty of mistakes, and we also had some successes as well. At that time, one of the first things we did is we became incredibly lean.
Yep.
In our lifestyle, as well as
How did Jeff handle that? Sorry, inside joke.
Yeah, but I mean, we lived a leaner life,
Mhm.
and also we eliminated many of our fixed expenses, so we survived.
Mhm.
And I think now, despite some peaks and valleys in the market, we have opportunity to thrive, not just merely survive.
I think the Marine said it. You adapt and overcome. I think that's a Marine.
Well, I wasn't a Marine then, but I'm a Marine-esque, mentality now.
Yeah.
How's that?
Right. Yeah. Again, any other like when you're going through those times of the early teens, right? 10, 11, 12. Are you going, I'm staying in this business, it's going to turn around? Because
Yeah.
they're not building houses yet. No one's buying. I mean, they're selling houses for $40,000 that now they're selling for 200, right?
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
that's what it was in St. Paul, at least.
what happened in response to COVID, rather than the market having a even aggressive trajectory and value, it didn't happen that way. And we're gonna generations will read about this in history books. What happened was like a plateau. All right.
Well, they call it a crash, right?
Well, I'm just
You're
saying.
not even talking about that. You're talking.
No, I'm talking about the price jump.
Okay.
From pre-COVID to.
Oh, you're in
after
COVID. I was on the. I
Sorry,
apologize.
maybe I misunderstood.
No,
the
no.
timeline. Prior to COVID, and we're talking about after the, really after 2012, as we had some stability, market was stagnant or growing very, very slowly, but I think in a healthy way. Then you have COVID.
But don't you wish? I'm
I
still
wish I
going.
bought everything that I could have in 2008 to 2012. I mean, it would have been amazing. But
If we just had a genie that told us, "Hey, you need to here's a couple $1 million. Just keep them in your pocket. When this time frame comes, you're gonna buy this house, this house, this house, and then you're either gonna look like a genius to everybody else, or somebody's gonna."
well, either you would have been a genius or you would have been bankrupt. We don't know how things are going to shake out. But as far as adapting and overcoming, I mean, Jeff and I buy property consistently, and one thing that I have learned is looking information much more so than lagging information. By virtue of having access to the MLS and knowing very well how to use that tool, um, I'll take a look at our market and the product that's available to us. I don't care what properties sold for. I am more interested in how many properties are on the market, what are the days on market, and so I'll look at the competition and see if the market's flooded. And I'll compare that to what's pending, meaning, once a property has gone under contract, the real estate agent is obligated, assuming they're following the rules, to convert the listing to either active with contract or pending. And that's what I'm really focused on, is what is the quantity of homes that are spoken for,
Right.
and then I'll compare that to what is active. I'm hopeful that in a good market that it's 1-to-1. So if I've got 50 properties available for sale and I simultaneously have 50 that are under contract, that's pretty healthy. I've seen times.
But how do you do that wouldn't you do that more on neighborhoods of like, hey, like this is a neighborhood that has 150 homes and because it's comps, right? You can't, there's all these different neighborhoods.
I can do that in many different ways. I could do it by zip code. I could do it by a neighborhood. I could do it by a county. It depends on your market. So for the territory that Jeff and I might focus most heavily in, it's really 4 municipalities that will actually transcend more than one school district. And
So just like anywhere, you guys have your popular areas.
well, yeah. I mean, but if let's just say that we got a lead not in our territory, but maybe one territory over. Okay, I'm not intimately familiar with it. I don't have to get up from my desk to determine, okay, here are the attributes of the property, okay, that we're looking at. And I'll go and look at what are the market conditions of what's active that's like or similar to that property and what's pending or spoken for. And I can make a determination that at least right here, right now, today, how healthy is that market? Is it being consumed faster or equal to what's available for someone to buy?
I didn't ask this. You do automatically. You don't do virtual, I should say.
As far as our buying activity?
Yeah.
It periodically, I mean, it's an anomaly. I mean, really, the goal is face to face, belly to belly. Yeah.
Right. I was just wondering how you were having those discussions. Again.
Well, the discussion, I don't really get involved with the buying of the property. I am more involved with.
You do dispo or?
Well, I do a lot of different things.
Okay.
So
Different hats.
yeah. So I used to micromanage, and I caused a lot of dissension within my office. I've learned to be more efficient by staying in my lane and not really.
It's hard, isn't it? Sometimes
it was
because
super
it's
hard.
your business. It's my business.
Yes,
and, but here I'm just going to give you. And then you can probably give me a tip back. It's
yeah,
like
I'll try.
It's you hired them. You have to trust them.
No, I'm even speaking about Jeff.
Oh
No, I mean, I want him to have as much latitude,
yeah.
and he wants me to have the same, but we're in different lanes.
But see, I look at it as a marriage.
Well, this is where I'll show where the marriage or merger is once the opportunity is under contract, Jeff and I will evaluate what exit strategy is best for our business, because there's many different exit strategies. Part of that analysis is going to be valuing the property. I'm going to be the bean counter in some ways with Jeff as far as looking at the health of the market, what work is necessary or capital needs to go into the property to make it from a house into a viable home if we're to flip it. Are there cash buyers in that community? Does our company need, because it's a machine, I mean, we have costs. Do we presently need cash? Sometimes I might say, well, as far as our personalities and our jobs, Jeff is the gas and I'm the brakes.
Mhm.
Okay, without both,
You
the vehicle doesn't go. I mean, if I slam the brakes, no matter how much gas Jeff gives, we're not going to be able to move the vehicle. So
you have to collaborate together to get
we
everything moving.
do. So we'll evaluate, or I'll report to Jeff, this is how much capital we have. Are we in the red? Are we in the black? I'll take a look at 30, 60, 90 days. Sometimes I'll even go out to 180 and determine, all right, we have this opportunity. The exit strategy is buy, fix, and flip, which is going to yield more money
Right.
or more opportunity. Or is it a wholesale because it needs to be, or it might just, it could be a cash issue. It could also be the scope of work is more heavy lifting than the ROI would be wise for us at any particular time. So sometimes the exit strategy is going to be want, and sometimes it's going to be need based.
So you did exactly what we used to do back in the day. We had a board, we would stare at it. And Jada and I, every single deal ever comes in, and we still do this today, you can't just have one exit strategy. There's
Right.
multiple exit strategies. You come in, there's so many times where we're like, we're doing this. And all of a sudden we're like, wait a minute, we're now doing this.
And well, that could change. I mean, some of it is cash driven. I mean, there's a heavy
That market, time of year,
Correct.
there's so many things that come into play
Yeah,
that people
so-
don't understand that. It's not just flipping.
Yeah, and even if there is going to be a flip, we'll often evaluate, is it a wholesale or is it a light rehab? I mean, the same property could be all of these things. It could be enhanced to be the most beautiful home. It could be just spit shined, or it could just be cleared out. And sometimes you're evaluating what is the best bang for the buck as far as the best ROI. A full gut rehab may not always be the highest ROI. It may actually be the lowest.
I agree with you.
Okay.
We do the same thing,
Yeah.
and I think that's awesome because you have those conversations. Everybody thinks that they're automatically going to do one thing with one. We're just going to flip it.
Well, I mean, years ago, that's all we did because perhaps that's all we knew to do. And
Internet, we're not pushing stuff on the internet because we didn't know how to push that. It was back to the MLS, right?
well, I mean, we really only had one exit strategy, and it worked. But
Mhm.
choosing intelligently and planning, knowing what inventory is coming in, what opportunities, how much capital you have, and what the machine of the business requires. So I mean, there's art and there's science that's involved, and I consider myself very, very fortunate to have that collaboration with Jeff. We always come to an agreement, but I mean, we're coming from different points of view.
That's okay though. So there's so
Yeah.
many times Jada and I will have discussions, and sometimes the other one will just say no, just to make sure the other one is explaining
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, I mean, I say no a lot, but I think it's very important that I say no and I give an explanation as to why, because I don't want just a rubber stamp. I want to get into a healthy, discussion to get to the result.
Right.
Because I want buy-in from my partner.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Hey, we are a little over time, but I'm okay with that because I like talking
I
to
had
you.
fun. Thank
Um,
you for inviting me.
Yeah, we're gonna be heading to the meat raffle. You ever been to a meat raffle?
I've
It's
heard-
not what you guys think. Stop it. I'll send out a whole
I have heard about
explanation
this,
of a meat raffle. It's you go to the bar, you pay $1, 30 people, they spin, and it lands on your number. You take
Then
home.
you win the meat.
You win the meat. Okay, so
How's this? Since I'm going to be hopping on an airplane tomorrow. I mean, I'm feeling lucky. I may win. I probably will.
You're going to give me your meat?
I'm going to give you my meat.
That's awesome because I'm going to be a bachelor this weekend. So that's hopefully you guys win me some meat for the weekend.
All right.
So again, I really do appreciate
Thank you, man.
you coming over.
Thanks for having
me. Coming down here to the cave or the Todd's Den, I think we're calling it, and doing this because this is fun. And you got to get your business partner. You guys need to do more of this because I think he could do really good. You just get him to have the conversation back and forth. That's all you need.
Oh, I got to tell you, I had fun.
So
I appreciate you.
awesome. I appreciate it.
Listen, man.
Thank you. Hey guys, if you need to like, follow, do whatever, wherever I'm pointing, really do appreciate you guys listening. And just remember, we made the mistakes so you don't have to. Thank you.